2018 NFL MVP Patrick Mahomes, one of the great quarterback seasons of all time. There's the no-look pass if you are looking at NBCSN right now. He won that MVP award, as I mentioned, and he is the favorite to win it again, 7-2, according to Caesars Entertainment, the official NFL partner when it comes to casino gambling. So, who are the most likely candidates, Chris, to win the NFL MVP award for the first time in their careers? We've been talking about a couple of guys who've never won it today, Carson Wentz and Phillip Rivers. Who do you like to win it, who has yet to hold that trophy that they gave out the night before the Super Bowl?
All right, well, there's two guys that jump out to me, okay? The first guy I'm going to throw out there is Andrew Luck, all right? Andrew Luck, to this point, of course, has not won an MVP, and the way that team's set up, the offense they run, I would be shocked if they fell off the earth. I would think they're going to be a playoff team once again, to where, I look at that and go, ooh, watch out, second year in this system, a little more talent around them again, and one of the best, if not the best, offensive line in the game. Andrew Luck would be a guy I'd go, okay, watch out for. Go ahead. I want you to go next before I just rattle off names. Go ahead.
The way that we've got the Caesars odds, but they're not arranged according to the lowest to the highest. Actually, number 2 on the list is Andrew Luck at 6-1.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes is 7-2. Luck is 6-1, and then Tom Brady, Carson Wentz, and Phillip Rivers are all 7-1 each.
Okay.
So I'm intrigued by that. I'm intrigued by Baker Mayfield at 9-1 because if the Browns live up to their potential this year, he's the guy who's going to get the praise. He's the guy who's going to get the credit. Remember, at the end of the day, there's nothing objective about the MVP vote. It's
right.
50 sports writers and broadcasters, many of whom are covering only one team and others are covering the whole league. And Baker Mayfield, he's got that name already that's going to resonate if the Browns are good.
Yes.
That's what it's driven by. It's the best quarterback on the best team who ends up winning the
Pretty
MVP
much.
award,
Right.
not the guy who has the best year per se. And if the Browns, now I don't think the Browns are going to be 13-3, but if they go wire to wire and they have one of the top seeds in the AFC and Baker Mayfield is the reason why they improve, he's going to be a candidate for MVP.
Yeah, no question, Mike. He was one of the guys I wrote down too. Yeah, I mean, and I'm glad you described the MVP that way too, because that's the way it is. You're right. It's the best quarterback on the best team, that's got wins and the stats to justify it. And yeah, Baker Mayfield, I don't know if they got to be a number 1 or a number 2 seed, but gosh, if they got in the playoffs and they were a 5-6 seed at 11-5 or 10-6, and that offense, and he pulled out magic all year with Odell and Jarvis Landry, I'd have a hard time believing it wouldn't be at the top of that discussion. Hey, Ben Roethlisberger is another guy that comes to my mind right off the bat. It sets up for him for everything you're saying too. Oh, didn't make the playoffs last year. What if they win the division this year? Oh, and there's no Antonio Brown, and he has a big year, and there's no Le'Veon Bell and all of that. I think that could set up, and then plus you could get a little bit like what we saw with Drew Brees last year, where it's like, man, he's never won the MVP before. He deserves it. I feel like Ben Roethlisberger could be that guy. If he throws for 4,800 yards and 40 touchdowns, watch out. No?
Now, here's the problem.
The
he's
media?
Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah,
he's
I
Ben
know.
Roethlisberger.
I knew you were going to say that, right.
And they're not going to want to vote for him.
Yeah.
That's why he's a 30-1 underdog to win the thing. I saw 30-1, and I thought, hey, this is a pretty good bet. Then I started thinking, you know what?
Can 50 media members vote for him to
They're
be the guy?
not going to want to vote for Ben Roethlisberger. Think about it. A couple years ago, Antonio Brown was the MVP candidate on the Steelers, not Ben
Insane.
Roethlisberger. I mean,
Yes.
one of the reasons it's never gone to a receiver is that if there's a receiver who's good enough to be considered for MVP, the quarterback's the one who's going to get the votes.
You're right.
So, but Roethlisberger's never been. He hasn't been a Super Bowl MVP. You could argue he should have been in 2008. That was before the off-field stuff. The off-field stuff, I think, is what really drags him down, even though it's been nearly a decade later.
Agreed.
I don't think enough of the 50 members of the media will vote for Ben Roethlisberger, no matter what kind of season that he has. I also see Ezekiel Elliott at 50-1. I mean, now he's another one. I don't think even though he's had the off-field incident, not to the same degree as Roethlisberger. I mean, I could see if the Cowboys are great this year, Elliott or Dak Prescott. And I'm looking for Dak Prescott on here. He's 50-1 as well.
Yeah.
Between the two of them, I probably would say if the Cowboys are great, Prescott's going to get more of that MVP buzz than Elliott. So I think we can't overlook him. And at 50-1, that may be a good one to take a flyer on.
That is. You said 50-1. If you got extra change around, throw that one down. I'm with you, Mike. Yeah, they go 12-4. Just like we saw the rookie of the year when Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott were both up for it. Dak Prescott got it. I don't know if he necessarily agreed to that or deserved to. I think Ezekiel Elliott did, but he was the quarterback, and they were 13-3, and he did a lot of good things. So I'm with you, Mike. That would be one that would certainly be a dark horse candidate for me. I'm going to throw two others out that just jump out to me. Okay, Russell Wilson, we don't talk about that enough. He's a guy that certainly can be in that convo. And my real dark horse would be Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo, like you've talked about, it sets up, the 49ers change their season around, and they get into the playoffs. And, of course, Kyle Shanahan and that offense, and they got a good old line and a running game and, a stable of receivers to go along with George Kittle, where I could see, the 49ers being a playoff team and Garoppolo, statistically being one of the 3 or 4 best quarterbacks in football and him being that dark horse MVP candidate.
How about Saquon Barkley at 60-1? I mean, if he has a huge year, 2,300 yards from scrimmage, already had 2,000 last year, I think the Giants would have to make the playoffs. It'd almost have to be what Adrian Peterson did in 2012, where the team just barely makes the playoffs and the player has a flat-out phenomenal season. Not quite, 2,100 yards rushing, but if Barkley just has a special season receiving and running and generating yards and touchdowns, I think Barkley at 60-1 would be very intriguing. All right, Royal Ascot is up next on NBCSN, but Pro Football Talk Live continues on NBC Sports Radio and on NBCSports.com. We'll have our Wednesday draft when PFT Live returns right after this.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.